Yo, let's go. Just had a bit of a swim, had a bit of a sauna, and now we're going for a little bit of a drive. Welcome back to Semen Retention. For all you brothers on Semen Retention, keep holding on. I'm just putting my belt on, got this car going, and now we're rolling. Let's go. So I want to talk about being humbled. Why on Semen Retention is good for when you are humbled. So, you know, part of the side effects of semen retention, your testosterone boosts, your motivation is peaking, your discipline is on point. But with all those factors in play, it won't stop you from having to be humbled. It won't stop you from losing at some points. Now, look, I'm not playing competitive sport. I'm not in any sort of situation at the moment where I have something that can define me as a winner or a loser, except for the mentality that I approach towards situations. So, when I was on my swim today, me and this other dude rocked up to the lanes at the same time. We both went in the fast lanes. I was in one, he was in the one next to me. And, you know, knowing nothing about him, I was just doing my laps. And then at some point I noticed him kind of creeping up, and then he ended up overtaking me. And then I was like, nah, I gotta catch up. And so he's swimming hard, and I'm like, I don't know if you guys have ever been in swimming pools before, but I think there's just this thing against it with men, or even when there's a woman that's faster than you in swimming, you're just like, nah, fuck that. I wanna catch up. I wanna win. And so what happens is essentially you get to the point where you're just like, all right, well, yeah, nah, maybe they're actually faster than me. Maybe they're actually, you know, a better swimmer than me. And to be fair, this guy looked about like 6'2", very kind of lean frame. He had good gear on, and he looked pretty fit from what I first saw when I first glimpsed at him. Me, I'm about 5'10", and you know, I'm fit, but I'm not really the body type for a swimmer, to be honest. I'm more of a runner, a long distance runner kind of body frame, and a boxer, as in, you know, like just lean boxing, not heavyweight. So what happens is, like what was going on was I was kind of having a think to myself afterwards. It's funny how gyms are almost like a bit of a battleground when you're on semen retention, or even when you're not on semen retention. When you're at the gym, it's a bit of a proving ground, whether you're conscious of it or not. I feel like you're back at high school and you're doing your little like competitions within the classroom or in PE sports or whatever. Like, you know, it's the battleground. So what I realized is that it doesn't just apply to things like swimming or lifting weights. It can be something as ridiculous as being in a sauna. Like last night, I went to the sauna and there was this dude, probably like, I don't know, 50, 60 years old. He was on TRT, meaning like testosterone, or steroids, either one of those. He was on something, because his muscles were like popping out of him, his veins were bursting out of him, he was bald, and he looked like he was about to explode. Like, this guy looked stressed. And so what was going on in the sauna is I rock up there, you know, I've been chilling out, I've been just wanting to get some, you know, sweating out of me. get some toxins out of me. And I'm a very zen kind of person, so I like meditating, I like practicing breath work, I like practicing different yoga poses in the sauna. Like, I'm not talking about asanas where I'm like standing up and like doing crazy things. I'm just talking about sitting poses and, you know, interlocking my arms behind me like that, and like, you know, opening up my chest, opening up my groin, opening up my hips, all that kind of stuff. It's just good to get the prana, to get the blood flowing through your body. So when I go into the sauna, it's more of like my own little like zen / yogic kind of like expression. And so I'm there, and then I'm just kind of getting to a point where I've done all my little stretches and stuff, and I'm like, okay, now it's time to switch off. Now it's time to just let the heat fall onto me and allow this kind of like this hot energy to like really test my mentality, okay? So I'm just allowing myself to be immersed in sweat, in heat. Every time I feel discomfort, I go by the yogic way of leaning into the discomfort. So when you lean into the discomfort, your discomfort actually opens up a bit more, so you are comfortable within the discomfort. It's like the space opens up around the discomfort, so you can just move a little bit. Imagine like walls confined in on you. When you lean into discomfort, the walls spread apart a bit more, so you can just move around a little bit. Doesn't mean it's not still uncomfortable. It's just that you're learning how to expand yourself within discomfort. So that's what I'm kind of applying to my mentality, and I'm like, in my mindset is don't move, don't make sounds of like, oh, I'm so hot, bro, oh my god, this is so hot. Don't grab something and like, you know, grab the water bottle and drink from it and go, ah, or like, you know, put the bottle on and then slam the bottle on the ground because I'm like frustrated and I'm hot and I'm like stressing, bro, I'm just stressing. No, that's not what I do. I approach it very consciously. I approach it very intentionally and direct, you know? And so this guy, this old dude, he's just sitting there and he's stressing, bro. He's just, his whole aura is just stress. It's like, when he's breathing, it's like gulp, gulp, gulp with his water and you know, tightening his bottle and slamming it down on the thing. It's like, bro, this is a chill zone. It's zen. You just are making it shitty for everyone involved, even though there's only two of us in the room. Your aura is so toxic, bro. It's so crap. Like, it's disgusting. You smell like the fucking baby's changing room in the swimming pools, i.e. fucking infant shit. So basically what's going on is that every time I'm just expanding that discomfort zone, every time I'm expanding my aura into a level of something where it's like, oh, this is better, this is acceptable, he's doing the reverse. He's constricting himself into his discomfort even more. So instead of leaning into the discomfort, he's trying to avoid it. And that's why on a physical and mental and spiritual level, he is feeling more irritated. But because his ego is so huge, his ego is so dense, his ego is so stagnated. It's so stone-like. It's calcified. His ego is crusty. He's a kuma, you know. He has to prove a point by staying longer and longer and longer. So he's moving around and stressing in the sauna. And then at one point he ends up deciding on sitting on the floor when no one sits on the floor in the sauna, and he's laid out on the floor, and it's just like, bro, just let it go. That's why when you're on semen retention, when you're on semen retention, you can be humbled. You can say to yourself, you know what? I'm kind of uncomfortable. I'm going to exit the sauna. Or, you know what? I may not have reached 15 minutes today, but you know what? I feel like I've got the benefits of what I needed. That's why on semen retention, I start to not care about numbers. I don't care about quantifiable ways of measuring things, okay? So, you know, I keep things on more of a qualitative basis. Like, I try and think about how I feel. So I'm like, you know what? I feel good. I feel like I've done what I needed to do. So now I'm gonna go home. Whereas when I exited the sauna, I said to myself, you know what? I kind of wanted to go a little bit longer, but this guy, he's just projecting onto me now. Like, he's literally just projecting onto me now. He wants to prove the point that he can go the longest in the sauna, and I'm just sitting there like, you know what? There's so many other places you can challenge me, but this is a zen zone. This is where there is no ego. Yet you are coming into this space with an ego, bro. Like, it'd be different if we were on a sport field and playing a game of football, you know what I mean? It'd be different if maybe we're all, you know, dude, you won't have this retarded ego about yourself where you have to prove you're better than other people when you're on semen retention. I don't say or act in any way to prove that I'm better than other people. I just do what is best for me. And if people perceive that as better or worse than them, that's up to them, okay? But at the end of the day, I do things like go to the sauna and do my things and exercises and all that kind of stuff for my own benefit. Yes, I'll acknowledge that I was being competitive in the pool. But I enjoy the competition because it's seeing someone that's faster than me makes me push myself a little bit more. You know, like, you need to have that healthy, like, place of competition. But when people are projecting their ego onto you, that's not really my vibe. That's not really what I'm about. I'm more about just like being true to myself and you know, like, keeping my own energy to myself. I don't project my energy onto other people, like, in a negative way. I don't create a toxic atmosphere or a toxic environment where I've got like a leaky kind of like dark, you know, Kuma-like aura that's destroying the electromagnetic field. You know, I don't fuck with that. Yeah. So that's all I really wanted to talk about today. I just wanted to talk, you know, about being humbled on semen retention. You know, making sure that you get like some good kind of like energy going into your life where you can either accept your losses, you know, and all that kind of stuff. Like, I think it's just important to be humble, and just be true to yourself. Like, don't worry about what position you get and all that kind of stuff. Just motivate yourself to go harder and all that kind of stuff and be better of a person and all that sort of stuff. But man, don't fall into these traps of like ego-based like competitions. Like, especially for something as irrelevant as sitting in a sauna. And the funny thing is that the pool guard was like, he was like, oh, is that dude still in there? And then he's like, and I was like, yeah. And he's like, oh, yeah, no, I was meant to go in and tell you guys that, you know, there's only like 5 minutes left, but apparently last time he told off, like this pool guard, this guy told off the pool guard for reminding him that time was running out, and next time he should tell him when there's only 2 minutes left or whatever like that. And it's like, this guy's just full ego. So you're going to run into a lot of those people. You're going to see their kind of like projections, and it's not something you're going to really vibe with on semen retention. So with that being said, stay holding on to your seed, bros. Don't be a wanker. Don't be a Kuma. Don't be a tosser. Just don't be a fucking retard, okay? Catch.